Guys, here we are, MMA UK News. Stoomboy, as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So, going to be talking about ADCC Scotland now. Before we do, a quick word on my sponsor. So, Simplify Debt are a company that offers people kind of financial advice when it comes to any debts that they're maybe having at the moment. So, anybody that is worrying about debts, then give these guys a call. Numbers across the bottom of the screen. Website's also there as well. And they do offer a free, friendly, confidential service. So if you do contact them, just quote Stoomboy or the MMA UK BJJ show, just so they know where they're coming from. So we're going to be talking about ADCC Scotland. So ADCC Scotland is going to be Saturday, June the 10th. That's next Saturday. It's going to be at the Golden Lion Hotel in Stirling. So last time that was a fucking awesome venue. No, it was very, very tight. Everybody was on top of that action. And the grapplers came out and put on some unbelievable performances. And this time, ADCC Scotland 2 is going to be absolutely no different now. Ticket availability, head over to the ADCC Scotland page and you will get ticket details through there. The grapplers might have some tickets available, so obviously double check with them first of all. Now, my next guest then is going to be on the show that night. So this is one of my favourite guys to be out there. Obviously, every time Jacob steps on the mat, regardless of the rule set, he puts on an absolute show. So always comes to represent. So yeah, next Saturday is going to be no different. So Jacob Moore of Playfair Jiu Jitsu. So Jacob, absolute pleasure, brother. Thanks for taking the time to speak to me.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Tim.
Yeah, listen, it's going to be exciting. I mean, as you're 1-0 on ADCC Scotland at the moment, so obviously, hopefully, looking to go 2-0. But again, tough opponent. I mean, Araujo is, as we all know, very, very tough opponent. Again, getting a win on ADCC the last time as well. So this is very exciting matchup. I mean, two unbelievable grapplers at the top of their game. So it's going to be one that the people watching are going to be very, very excited for.
Yeah, I think so. It's an exciting one for me as well because like the last 3 fights of 2 fights in SGI, 1 fight in ADCC, like and even the last tournaments that I've fought of, like I've subbed everybody. So like it's been almost like not really that challenging, to be honest. Like, but I look at Araujo, I've fought him twice before, so he beat me the first time on an advantage in the gi. So it's not my main thing. And then I beat him in the gi on, I think it was like 2 or 3 points or something. But yeah, we've had a wee tussle already, and we've been able to stare each other in the eyes and go into the abyss of each other's souls. So yeah. The same thing will happen on June 10th, I reckon.
Yeah. As I say, the one thing about your game is, I mean, whenever you see Jacob come out, the flexibility on him is unbelievable. I mean, you come out, you do the splits and stuff like that before you go into the mats, and it's just your flexibility is unbelievable. Not just flexibility, I mean, wrestling ability, judo. I mean, everything about your game just is unbelievable for anybody watching to see.
Yeah, I just try and be like as well rounded as possible. I've always kept my flexibility up from a young age, so it's important in judo to be really flexible. So, from competing in that, I kept it up, and there's a bit of showmanship as well. Doing the splits and like slapping the mat with my feet and stuff, like gets the crowd going. People, I always get a wee whenever I drop down into the splits behind me, and I give a wee wink from behind.
But that's part of the show. I mean, that's part of your game, as I say, to have that flexibility. And I mean, to be able to get in positions that, like most people, like for me, watching a matchup of yours, and I'm watching some of the positions you get into, and I'm thinking, shit, man, if that was me, somebody better call a doctor or call an ambulance because I need help. But for you, it looks very, very easy to get into them positions that other people wouldn't even think about getting into.
Yeah, I mean that's part of my, it's kind of part of my business now as well. Like I train people in the way of that, like trying to get as flexible as possible with having as absolute strength at the end range of motion as possible as well. So like I'm a huge advocate for that, like a kind of mobility strength specialist, I would say.
Yeah. Tell us as well. I mean, you've got something coming out, a grappling. Is it a grappling? Because I saw the video on Instagram.
Yeah, at the beach.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just it's a bit of like a gateway for people. I think like for people who are interested by grappling, maybe never explored it too much. Because myself and my business partner Nick, he's a phenomenal judo player, and obviously I came from that background as well. But now I'm more involved in the jiu-jitsu side of things, especially nogi. So we're trying. It's called the Grapplers Collective. We're trying to encourage people to come along, try it, see how they feel with it, and it's going to be like a block style system as well for feeder clubs in and around Edinburgh. So obviously the two clubs that I'm mostly affiliated with is Playfair Jiu Jitsu, which is my own club, and then I'm also super friendly with CVA as well, with Ben Fletcher and all those guys, Finn and that. Your best pal. But yeah, like it's like I just want to get more people involved, because I think it's a growing sport, but I can definitely do my part in helping it grow, especially in that side of Edinburgh. It's relatively untapped there, so just trying to have a bit of fun with it and showing how judo and jiu-jitsu can help you and not even to become a grappler or a competitor, but just like kind of better your life as well.
Yeah. How do people get in contact with you in regards to that? So is it just your usual Instagram?
Exactly, yeah. So it's all just through the usual Instagram page. I've set up a new page now called J2, which is going to be the name of my business. The reason for the name J2 is judo and jiu-jitsu, or get like jacked jiu-jitsu or something like that. Like I'm still in early stages, but I'm figuring it out at the minute, getting a logo sorted and stuff. So yeah, any inquiries for that sort of thing would be straight to me or the page, or even Nick himself. He's got Nick Sporting Enso, it's called. Yeah,
definitely one guy. I mean, I would say if you want to improve any aspect of your game, I mean, Jacob's definitely one guy you would go to, because as I said, he's unbelievable. Not just in the gym, but in competitions and stuff like that as well. So definitely hit him up and get involved. Definitely get involved in it. I mean, the good thing as well, I mean, Edinburgh especially, I mean, Edinburgh's a complete hotbed of jiu-jitsu at the moment. Because again, you've got some unbelievable young stars coming through Edinburgh. I mean, you mentioned obviously yourself. We saw Xander, Gil last week.
Yeah. The Garage Boys.
the Garage Boys. Obviously Finn, Jan, and a lot more coming through.
Not Jan.
Not Jan. Not Jan. But I mean, it's a complete hotbed. I mean, and you know yourself. I mean, as I said, for years, Glasgow's been the hotbed for jiu-jitsu stars or grapplers. Whereas now we're seeing a lot of people in Edinburgh. We're seeing Dundee. We're seeing as far as Aberdeen, Inverness, where a lot of young male and female grapplers are coming through, and they're going to set the world on fire over the next kind of this year and even next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the talent is rife, and young Gilgamesh, he's the future. He's doing phenomenally well. I was so glad for him getting his submission win for the first time at the weekend there, and then I'm almost certain he's going to bring home the goods after Blackpool this weekend before he does ADCC. But he's staying active, which is great. But yeah, I just I want him to take over the world with it.
Yeah. Nah, listen, it's absolutely brilliant. I love it because I'm like front seat. I get to see all these people coming through. As I said, and I'm a big supporter, regardless of who you guys are up against. I know you're up against my boy Araujo, but as I said, when I saw the matchup put together, I thought, do you know what? Yes, Araujo's my boy, but I love your style of grappling, and to put you two together is going to be like a match made in heaven for a lot of people. So, and it's going to be very, very exciting to see the both of you out there.
He's going to do a lot of jumping about, I'm sure.
But there's going to be there's going to be a lot flying stuff, whether it be triangles, armbar attempts. There's going to be all sorts in this match. There's going to be a lot of wrestling, judo throws, obviously yourself. Araujo's got some judo as well. So
I know I've seen a bit of his footwork. He's not bad.
Yeah,
not too bad. I'll be happy if he stands.
Yes. Well, listen, there's the ADCC rules. So as I said, anybody pulling guard, you talk about negative points and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you're going to need to stand. Both of you are going to need to stand. So
well, the guy last time that I fought, even though he was getting negatives, he pulled anyway. So I'm fully expecting him to pull, like 100%. Like, and I know people don't necessarily want to stand with me. It's like they're getting sent to the airport.
Yes, I mean, anybody that does their due diligence on you and looks at some of your videos, some of your matches and so on. I mean, it'd be silly to stand up with you. It would be silly. But do you know what I mean? As to this, we talk about ADCC rules. ADCC rules is very, very different from IBJJF rule sets or do you know what I mean, any other rule sets. So that's what makes it exciting. And that's why, for me, I remember being at the ADCC Scotland, the first one, and the first time I'd watched ADCC on things like flow grappling and so on, but seeing it live and in person was absolutely brilliant because you got to see the rule set right in front of you and like, see exactly what's happening and become involved in it. So for me, it's definitely one of the best rule sets out there at the moment. Yeah,
it definitely the rule set suits me massively as well. Like it's the rule set that I like to fight in the most for sure. Yeah. I'm actually not very good at learning rule sets as well, to be honest. Like I don't actually know most of them. Like the IBJJF one, I've got like I probably know about 50-60% of. Like I just like go for the sub. Like if you're gonna sub them, you win. That's all I know. And if you're going for subs, you're most likely gonna get some sort of points because you're getting good positions. Like I don't really see much point in learning the rule sets too much. But yeah, ADCC I know relatively well because I had to look at it a bit from last time. But yeah, it's definitely a good one for me.
Yeah, definitely suits your style. So what's next for you then? So obviously next Saturday will be your main focus. But then what would you like to see yourself doing?
But I've got another fight this month actually in I can't remember the guy's name actually, but it's in Goliath, like an MMA card, but I think they're doing jiu-jitsu fights during the day. Yeah. And it'll be in the cage, I think. So it'll be quite interesting. I fought in that once before actually. I fought in a Forza tournament like a long time ago, before I'd actually even started doing jiu-jitsu. I just like went in for it. And that was in the cage, so that was kind of a bit bizarre, but it was like having to use it up against it and stuff. Like I remember clinging onto the cage with my paws, like it was bizarre. But yeah, I'll be doing that again against a guy. I can't remember his name now, but he's I'll be going up there for that. But back up in Alloa, right?
Alloa this time, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'll be there. And then after that, I'm actually maybe going to try and do a bit of a break and try and go for something a wee bit more major. Like my coach was saying about the Nogi Euros. Like, so I was going to do Nogi purple belt Euros after that fight and just make sure that my weight's all good for it and stuff, because I'm not necessarily ever 77 kilos walking around. But I can certainly make the weight. Yeah.
Listen, it's always brilliant seeing you out there, regardless if it's ADCC Scotland or, I mean, IBJJF Nogi would be absolutely brilliant. So obviously seeing you go out there, do your thing out there as well. Because a lot of people will be surprised. I mean, when you step out there, especially on a big stage like the IBJJF, and step out there and do your thing, go in with your style. Do you know what I mean? I reckon again, you could come away with gold, no problem with that.
Yeah, it caused a bit of a stir. Like I've never fought in IBJJF before, so relatively unknown waters. But yeah, use the element of surprise, judo surprise.
Yeah, just watch, because obviously they'll score 2 points or whatever points they score, and then they'll just try and stall the match out for the next X amount of minutes. Whereas, that's not going to happen with you. I mean, you're not going to let them stall. So, So that's where I think you'll do brilliant, because you'll put a pace on people at IBJJF that they're maybe not used to. So, and then your main thing is to go out there and submit the person. You're not there to win on points. You're there to submit the person. So,
like that's the way to go. It's what people want to see, right? They want to see submissions. They want to see people going after each other, and that's all I want to do. So yeah, that's what I'll provide.
Yeah, listen, look forward to that, definitely. And then final thing for you then, Jacob. So again, you've been in the game for a while. Some amazing training partners, past and present. But anybody in particular you want to shout out to? Any friends, family members, teammates, anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So everybody at Playfair, Stephen Playfair himself, obviously he's my coach. Those at CVA as well. I've been getting a lot of rounds in there this month to get some extra bodies like Z Finn, Gil, and my friend Johnny as well. He's just starting out in his grappling career. He was an ex-judo player as well, and he's a lightweight. He's only 66 kilos. But I've been getting him on some cards. I got him in the SGI one. He won his fight, and he's got a guy first nogi contest he's ever done, I think, on this ADCC card in the prelims. So a shout out to him as well. He helps me a lot with just life in general, to be honest. So shout out to him, Johnny Jur.
Definitely. Anybody else at all? Family of that?
Yeah. My mum, my dad, I guess. My mum especially. She was actually the one that kind of kept me in judo for such a long time. Like drove me about to all the places that I needed to go to, for training, because I'm from Glasgow, believe it or not, originally.
Yeah.
And I was going about Glasgow all the time, and then we actually. Like it was opposite. It was actually really strange because it was opposite to the jiu-jitsu scene in Glasgow was popping off. The judo scene in Edinburgh was popping off. So like it was mix and match, and she used to drive me through to Edinburgh like twice a week, but as well as everywhere she had to drive me through in Glasgow. So a shout out to her.
Yeah, definitely big shout out to mum. So guys, there we go. Then we got Jacob Moore, Playfair Jiu Jitsu, going to be up against Araujo of BJJ. That's going to be next Saturday, 10th of June, ADCC Scotland Invitational 2. Now, again, look at the ADCC Scotland page. The lineup so far is unbelievable. I think he's only put the main card up just now, but the main card is fucking sick, man. It's absolutely brilliant. Prelims, obviously, I think he'll put that up. He's announced obviously quite a few of the matches so far. So there'll be a lot of matches like there was the last time. I think we were there till I think I got away about 12:30 the last time.
It was a long night.
Yeah, it was a long night, but it was awesome. A really, really awesome night. And again, this one is going to be no different. Now, tickets, hit up the grapplers first of all. As they may be able to get some tickets. If you can't get tickets through them, then make sure you head over to the ADCC Scotland page. Takes you through Eventbrite, and you will get your tickets directly through there. So do not miss this. It's going to be another amazing night. But Jacob, listen, absolute pleasure, brother. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me today. Yeah, no problem, Sim. Anytime. All right. Well, listen, enjoy the rest of your training, and I'll see you next Saturday, brother. Will do. Fuck man, Queen. Bye-bye. See you there. Awesome, brother. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, no problem, man. Of course, anytime. So what I'll do is, again, usual thing, I'll tag you and everything, repost everything. I put it on, obviously, as you know, Facebook, Instagram and stuff like that. It goes out live on Facebook while we were talking, live on YouTube. So I'll make sure I've got the YouTube link and the Facebook link for people to see. All right. Awesome. Nice one, man. But listen, absolute pleasure again. And yeah, I'll see you next Saturday. All right. Yeah, see you next Saturday, man. Take care, bro. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.